We're going to be going over both the game plan and the orders tabs of Curate. So game plan is where you're going to want to first start when you're ready to start building out a shopping list to send to your supplier. This is where you're able to merge multiple events together into one order that may be happening over the same time. This is also where you can split out your shopping list into multiple different orders if you're ordering certain items from certain suppliers, so on and so forth there, and also where you can eliminate items from your generated shopping list from Curate that may already be living within your storeroom, so you don't actually want to purchase more of those. So first things first, we want to go ahead and click on the Game Plan tab right over here on the left hand side. That'll bring us to this screen here. So now all we need to do is just click on Generate Game Plan. It's going to bring us a little pop-up here, similar to when you're creating a new event within Curate. So I'm going to go ahead and label this, and this will be an internal label for you. So let's just say we want to do our 215 weekend events. Now we get our drop down of select booked events. So again, this is only going to show events that are in that booked status. So if you've accidentally left them in inquiry or proposal sent, they won't appear here for you. So let's go ahead and select both of our events that are happening over the weekend of 215. You can add any notes that you would like on here. So let's just do, 2 events so that I have that. We'll go ahead and hit save. And it's going to pull together again both of the shopping lists from each of those events going to be merged together here into one. So if you've utilized the Garden Rose Alabaster on both of the events, which it looks like we probably have, then it's going to merge all of those together for you. And if you ever had any, questions about, okay, where are these numbers coming from? I don't remember which event had which or how many from each event. You can just scroll down, and right underneath where it lists all the events that are merged together, you can hit select Show Breakdown, and that's going to give you the totals from each wedding that is depicted here and how they came up with these numbers on this side. You'll notice also that similar to the shopping list within the actual events, you have the opportunity here to select the pencil tool and go ahead and change out the flowers here for you, or the hard good, or the ingredient, whatever it may be. And by selecting a different item here, it's actually going to go ahead and change that item within all of the events for you. So you're not having to manually go back in and adjust the recipes for these 657 items. It'll just go ahead and do that for you. So let's say that we want to go ahead and order all of our florals from one supplier. So we'll just engage here. Go ahead and select hold down the shift key on your keyboard, and then click the last one that you would like, and it's going to engage all of the items in between there. We've left off our hard goods as well as our ingredients and our rentals at this point, because we're going to order those from someone else. So what you can do now is just go ahead and select Create Order, and let's just label this 215 flowers. And we'll go ahead and select a supplier. So let's just go ahead and select Curate as an example. Now you may be wondering, okay, where did those people come from? Suppliers can be created both right within this dropdown, similar to creating a new customer if you're creating an event or something of that nature by clicking Add New. Or you can add them in the vendors section, and that's where you can tag them as a supplier. This is where you're going to want to be adding in, all of your third parties that you do work with, both that you want to express to your client and also that would be kept internal, such as suppliers. So here we see a list of everything that we're going to be pushing over as an order, and then we just simply need to select the fulfillment date. So being that we're executing these events on 215, let's get the product on 211, give us some time to organize the arrangements, so on and so forth during the week. Now it's going to pull up a similar screen to what we saw within Game Plan, but you'll notice that we only have the florals that we selected, and also you now have the opportunity to adjust the purchase units here, both up and down. So why would you want to do this? By chance you're looking over at your leftovers and you see, okay, I have 0 leftovers for this flour here. Maybe I want to go ahead and increase my purchase unit by 1 or 2, just to make sure that we have some leftovers in case of any bad product or anything like that that may come in. Coercively, if you have items that have a ton of leftovers, you have 9 items left right here, and they're in purchase units of 10. Now we've only ordered, or only are ordering one stem of this, so maybe we can go ahead and change this out with a different flower, or we can go back into the event and enhance some arrangements to try and pass along the cost of that entire purchase unit to the client, so you're not losing that money by throwing out 9 of the 10 flowers there. Now let's say that everything is set and ready to go. All you would have to do is just simply hit the envelope icon right here. It's going to auto-populate in your supplier's email address based off of their profile. You can add in any notes here, which basically would be similar to like the body of the email that you wanted to have. So let's just say that they want really long stems because you have a lot of long stem arrangements, long stems if possible. Perfect. So we go ahead and have that in there. We have our subject. It's going to automatically default to new order. Of course, you can adjust that to whatever you would like. Then it's going to give you the preview of the email itself. So it gives you a list of who it's from, order name, fulfillment date, address needs to be sent to, so on and so forth there, as well as those notes that you put in. Then we see kind of a breakdown here. I always like to go ahead and engage the show photos, so you can have those bloom images on there, or images of any rental items or hard goods, something of that nature. You can have all of those be right there. And then all you're going to do is just simply hit email bid, and it's going to send it right off to your supplier. You'll get the nice little successful notice there. Let's say also that you wanted to download this to have on your computer if you wanted it outside of Curate as well. You do have the option of downloading right here to a CSV file that could be then opened up in like an Excel or a Google Sheets, something of that nature. This accept offer, so let's just say that, let's just go back to kind of our main order screen here. So we'll see that we have our 215 flowers, but it's still in that planning status. So they're going to stay in planning until you hear back from your supplier saying, yep, we're good to go. At that point, you can then come in here and just go ahead and hit accept because they've actually accepted it. I'm sure that you've had suppliers come back to you and say, oh, I really don't have X, Y, and Z, so I won't be able to fulfill the entirety of this order. At that point, you would then want to omit them from this order and include them on another order to a different supplier. So now if we go back to our orders tab, we have it on accepted. Similar to our form submission, to our events, we want to really kind of keep this as clean as possible. So what you can do is once it's all you've accepted it from your supplier, so on and so forth, you can then just hit this little manila folder right here, and that's going to archive this order in order to keep this as clean as possible for you. Of course, you can always go back and refer to it within the archive tab here. So that concludes our game plan and orders overview. Of course, as always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to chat us right down here in the lower right hand corner, and we're more than happy to assist you and go into any further detail that you may need. Thank you.